Tonight on Sports Desk, remembering the times, Canes baseball welcomed back some program legends to take on the new guys in town. UMTV reporter Erica Jones breaks down the alumni game and previews tonight's home opener against Towson.
Plus, one rook on the women's basketball squad has a spirit unlike any other. Cal Friedman met up with Jalea Williams to talk about her future on and off the court.
And later on, Athlete of the Week is back. Ashley Rome sits down with one track star to talk about the influence of his family roots.
All that and more.
Sports Desk starts
right now.
I'm Ed Reed, and you're watching Sports Desk.
Hi, I'm Jim Kelly, former UM guy. You're watching Sports Desk.
What's up? I'm DJ Williams, and y'all watching Sports Desk.
Hello and welcome to the first edition of Sports Desk this semester. I'm Daryl Barnes.
And I'm Ember Giles. Thank you for joining us. Daryl, Major League Baseball may not be playing anytime soon, but Canes baseball is back.
Yes, and we are here to get you excited for opening day. When the Canes take the field today, Miami will only have 2 returning starters in the lineup. And while the Canes may have some new faces at the plate, they will have some familiar faces on the mound. The projected rotation is Alejandro Rosario today, Carson Palmquist and Jake Garland tomorrow, with Alec McFarland taking the mound on Sunday. Miami will also return to Andrew Walters to close games this season, and head coach Gino DiMari is confident that these veterans will step up to the challenge.
You know, last year we bounced around with so many different rotations, and we could never get consistent with that. And so, you know, I told the guys, I hope it stays this way the rest of the year.
Last season, Miami had an ERA of 4 as a team and struggled to find consistency on the rubber. But DiMari thinks this year's pitching staff will carry the team.
Canes baseball opens the 2022 season today versus Towson, but this Miami team will look a lot different at the plate. Our Inside Pitch team is here to get you ready for opening day. Guys.
Hello and welcome to Inside Pitch. I'm your host Regina Potenza here with analyst Andrew Klein. Baseball season is here and the Hurricanes just kicked off their season by welcoming back over 60 alumni from the baseball program to play in a game against the current Canes. How was that experience?
Well, that experience was phenomenal. The Hurricanes looked absolutely great. They welcomed in a lot of former major and minor league players, including Romy Gonzalez of the Chicago White Sox and both Del Castillo brothers, and the Hurricanes looked great. They started off the game red hot, 9 runs in the first 4 innings en route to a 13-0 victory. And I think the most important thing to note out is Carson Palmquist was dominant on the mound in his debut as a starter. Went 5 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs, and 8 strikeouts, foreshadowing what is to come for Miami this year.
And now let's pivot to hitting. The team is replacing a majority of their starters from last season. Who is expected to step up for the games this year?
Well, hitting coach Norberto Lopez mentioned that there were a couple guys he wanted to step up. First of all is Jacob Burke. He said he can hit to all sorts of the field. The transfer's coming in and is going to play a big role for Miami. Another transfer is Zach Levinson. Levinson can hit for power. He's got tremendous bat speed, and he's also going to be a big player for the Hurricanes this year. And finally, how can we not talk about Lorenzo Carrier? The 6'5" monster of an outfielder has so much raw power. He was dominant in high school, and I think that's going to transition to Miami this year.
Another player for the Canes that has been making headlines is third baseman Yoandy Morales. He led the team in a slugging percentage of .532. How is he expected to perform this season?
Well, Morales was one of the best players on the Hurricanes last year, and he's only getting better. The coaching staff raved about him, and he said he's working on his swing timing. He's getting his hands quicker to the ball, and that'll mean he's going to be able to hit faster pitching coming in the high 90s, and it's going to make him a much more dynamic player for Miami this year.
Yes, exactly. And let's talk about pitching. Miami is restructuring their bullpen after Carson Palmquist transitioned to the starting rotation. How will this affect the team?
Well, it's going to affect the team in a multitude of ways. First of all, their best pitcher is now going to be able to throw 6 or 7 innings rather than just 1 or 2. And next up, Gino DiMari said there's going to be a couple of guys who are going to have to step up. Gage Zeal, Rafe Schlesinger, and Carson Ligon are the 3 guys he told me are going to step up in high leverage situations. And the Hurricanes have a new closer in Andrew Walters. He has embraced that role, and he's even got the rally stash to prove it.
Thank you so much, Andrew. And that's all we have for you today. But the Canes are kicking off their season right now at Mark Light Field.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Regina. Now it's time for us to head over to Mark Light Field and check out the action. Lead reporter Erica Jones is live at the light to get you ready for the season opener against Towson. Erica, how's it going over there?
Baseball is back, and nobody loves opening day more than our Miami Hurricanes, who are 27-5 on opening day since 1990. The Hurricanes kick off the season here tonight at Mark Light against the Towson Tigers. Now, the last time these two teams played each other was back in 2020 when the Canes swept the Tigers at home in a 3-game series. The Canes look to build on that win streak tonight when they send sophomore right-handed pitcher Alejandro Rosario to the mound to face the right-handed pitcher from Towson, Nick Yanovitz. And the Canes are entering this season with a 13-0 victory already under their belt, because last Saturday, the Canes faced off some alumni in the annual alumni exhibition game. I caught up with a few of our pro Canes to hear what being back at the U means to them. More than 60 former Canes took the field last Saturday in the annual baseball alumni game. The 2022 Canes baseball team dominated from start to finish, but the former Canes roster definitely did not lack talent. Colorado Rockies minor leaguer Willie Abreu was one pro Cane to be back in orange and green. And Abreu's feelings on returning to the U are filled with nostalgia.
So I don't get that feeling in many places. And especially when you put that U on your chest, like, it makes you feel different. It's like a Superman in his cape, right? Like, I feel like when I put the U on, I feel like I have my cape on.
And from the show, Chicago White Sox Romy Gonzalez brought his major league game back to his roots.
As long as I can always play, I'm going to play. You know, it's great. I'm from Miami, so it's cool. You know, my family can come and watch me play, and it's great to see old friends and take the field with old teammates.
Gonzalez was happy to be back at A-Rod Park, but the 2018 draft pick says playing at Guaranteed Rate Field is a completely different ballgame.
It's a totally different beast. You know, when you're playing in front of like 35, 40,000 fans, it's incredible. But yeah, Mark Light was, you know, it was fun. The fans get rowdy and stuff. They're really into the games, and it's, you know, I think it's obviously it's not like the major league level, but it's pretty cool.
Pro baseball might not compare to college, but the memories made, bonds formed, and lessons learned at the Light were a stepping stone for their professional careers.
That's where you made a name for yourself, right? That's where the first time we played on TV, you know, those fans, they're almost family now.
Whenever these pro Canes come back to the U, they make sure to have a famous Mark Light milkshake and leave the current team with advice to take their game to the next level.
At the end of the day, you got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will.
Reporting for UMTV, I'm Erica Jones.
Coming up on SportsDesk, Canes men's and women's hoops have been on fire, but our Hurricane Hangtime crew will take you behind the Canes' dominance when we return, so stay with us.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Thanks for staying with us. The UM men's and women's just the men. The UM men's basketball squad took a trip to the Midwest on Wednesday to take on a Louisville Cardinals team that was desperate for a win. How'd the game turn out, though? Well, let's take a look at the highlights to find out. Canes at Cardinals, picking it up early in the first half. Charlie Moore, he's going to get hot from behind the arc. Check that one out, and check out the NBA range on this one. Woo! But later on in the half, McGusty, he's going to find Anthony Walker for a huge backdoor lob. And a couple plays later, they run it right back. This time, it's Isaiah Wong getting up. McGusty dished out a game-high 6 dimes on the night. Canes now starting to expand their lead, and Wooga Poplar drives for the and one. Check this out. Right across his face, smack, and one. But on to the second half, Sam Wardenberg says, wait up, let's have some fun with this. I'm gonna go to the paint too. Now, 3.5 to go. Isaiah Wong, step back, the three, and the foul. Let's take it. Let's check this out a couple more times. Step back, boom, across the body, and the three. We call this a 4-point play right here, not just three, Embrick, a 4-point play. Get the 3 points, plus the free throw. But now the game clock kicking down. They're gonna go, kick it out to McGusty. He's gonna go, stop, pop, hits the tough pull-up to help the Canes pull away, and Miami goes on to win 70-63 and hand the Cardinals their 7th straight loss. The Canes will be back in Coral Gables tomorrow when they take on UVA.
After starting February with their first back-to-back losses all year, Canes Hoops is on a 3-game win streak, and reporter Wyatt Kopelman has a story of what the Canes did to turn around their season.
Charlie Moore launches it from half court. He gets it!
In a season that has become unforgettable for the Miami men's basketball team, the Hurricanes have caught the attention of college basketball in a promising way, battling back from a handful of late deficits and down-to-the-wire losses.
I think any coach would tell you in close games, your players have to stay cool, calm, and collected. We call it poised down the stretch. You need players who understand the moment, who understand what it's going to take either to make a shot or to stop the other team from making a shot.
The Hurricanes had won 8 of their first 10 conference games for their best ACC start in nearly a decade, but then had run into a different kind of challenge than years past. They had lost their top spot in the ACC with back-to-back losses and needed a way to recharge as a unit.
We played baseball is what we did. It was very competitive, a lot of fun. The guys enjoyed it. It's not basketball. Nothing to do with hoops. The coaches all felt like I did, that, sometimes you just need to be rejuvenated somehow, some way.
The baseball diamond hadn't stayed on the court for long, but the coaching staff had made it clear that a long road had still lied ahead and the team's energy had to remain the same.
The whole message behind that was, it's a game and you're meant to have fun, and that's something we got to carry over to the basketball court as well. When we were playing very well at our best level, it was a fun environment. Everyone was up, lots of energy, lots of enjoyment.
Losing back-to-back hadn't been on the Canes' agenda for success in the second half of the year, but it has given them the chance to regain their juice for the rest of the season.
A lot of coaches, you lose 2 games, you're in the film room, you're practicing an extra hour, you're getting cussed out. Coach L saw that as an opportunity. Hey, we need to freshen up our mental. Maybe we're not as fresh as we usually are.
And as the Canes find ways to march past adversity, all that remains left is to use their experience to reach the biggest stage once again. During March Madness. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Wyatt Kopelman.
A historic win for the men and 3 big wins for the women. It's been a huge week for Canes basketball. Our Hurricane Hang Time crew is here to break it all down and tell us what's next for both teams. Guys?
Welcome to another season of Hurricane Hang Time. I'm your host, Charlie Hill, alongside analysts Nick Marino and Max Keller. The ACC men's tournament is coming up next month. Miami's currently ranked 3rd, so what vital wins have helped us to get to that point, Nick?
Yeah, the Hurricanes exercised a couple of road demons this past week, going into Wake Forest and defeating the Demon Deacons on their home floor for the first time in over a decade, and going on the road to Louisville and winning in the KFC Yum Center for the first time ever. The Hurricanes overcame a double-digit first-half deficit, and then defeating the Demon Deacons, vaulting them to 3rd in conference. They stayed in that spot with a well-balanced 70-63 win over Louisville. Hurricanes currently at 3rd in the conference and a good spot to secure that double bye in the conference tournament come March.
Right, and this Saturday, the Hurricanes take on Virginia, a team they had a little bit of trouble with a couple weeks ago. What went wrong there, and what can they do to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Yeah, last time out on the road against the Cavaliers, Hurricanes fell by 13 points. They shot below 25% from 3 and attempted 0 free throws. The Hurricanes are going to have to be more efficient from distance and more aggressive attacking the hoop if they want to secure their 4th consecutive win.
Right, let's hope they can do just that. Now, Max, contrary to last week, this week in women's basketball was pretty good. They picked up some big wins. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, Charlie, it was a great week for the women's basketball team. They picked up 3 ACC wins. They went into the week behind the 8 ball, but now they're above 500 in ACC play thanks to the 3 ball. In addition, teammates Carla Ariavets and Destiny Harden stepped up for the Canes in a big way.
So Georgia Tech on Sunday, do you think they can make it to 4? What do they got to do to make it there?
Yeah, Charlie, they're going to have to repeat what they did against Pitt last night. They had 4 players score 10 or more points, bringing offensive versatility that will carry momentum going into the ACC tournament.
Nick, Max, it sounds like a great weekend in basketball. So excited to catch up with you guys next week, but for now, that's all the time we have. Sending it back to you guys.
One player who has provided some important buckets for the Lady Canes is guard Jalea Williams. She shines with her play on the court, but it's her enthusiastic personality that shines the brightest. Reporter Cal Friedman has more.
Every year, a brand new face could inject life into a team. Freshman guard Jalea Williams began the year as one of the key role players for Miami, always bringing life off the bench. Her unique character and liveliness amongst a team of veterans led to immediate success, lifting the Hurricanes to an early 4-0 record.
At the beginning, when I wasn't starting, I was the spark of the team, like the spark off the bench. Like, that's where the energy comes from. Like, you got to make the team. That's where, like, everybody start getting hype and everything.
And she creates that hype with one of the brightest attitudes on the court.
I just try to be the light in the room. Like, if somebody's having a bad day, I just try to be there for them. No matter what I'm going through, too, I just try to be the light. Maybe they having a bad day, and they just need a smile to put on their face.
Assistant head coach Fitzroy Anthony saw the competitive spark that Williams brought to the U and loves the spirit that she plays with.
She plays with a chip on her shoulder, and I think, that actually gets her going. So she likes that underdog mentality. Someone tell her you can't do this or, you won't do this, it gets her going.
For Jalea, being at UM means more than just representing Miami. Williams aspires to be a role model for those playing the game all across South Florida.
It made me want to keep going hard for them, because I know I have people down where I live looking up to me. People like us, we get looked over, and no matter where we come from, you still could do it. Like, you still could get that D1 offer. Just keep working hard. Your hard work will pay off.
A passionate drive and some contagious charisma, Jalea is a guard that plays with energy and personality every game. Williams and the Canes are set for a big upcoming week as they travel to Georgia Tech and Virginia Tech. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Cal Friedman.
Up next on SportsDesk, to some, the Miami Marathon is a way to stay competitive, stay active, but to one group of people, it means so much more. Find out why when SportsDesk returns. But first, it's time for some trivia. Miami baseball kicks off its journey back to the College World Series at home this weekend against Towson. But when was the last time the Hurricanes made it to Omaha? Is it A, 2011, B, 2014, C, 2016, or D, 2018? The answer when we return.
So guys, huge weekend of sports. You guys ready?
Oh yeah.
Super excited. Got to hit the basketball game first and then go right to the baseball game.
I got my
weekend
gear
coming up for the Canes.
Awesome.
See, you're ready. I see you.
I got my gear.
Welcome back. If you guessed C, you're correct. Miami Blast played in the College World Series in 2016 where it fell 5-1 to Arizona. The Canes then lost their elimination game against UC Santa Barbara by the score of 5-3 in former coach Jim Morris's 12th trip to Omaha.
Miami officially announces the hiring of Frank Ponce as quarterback coach and passing game coordinator. Last season, the Miami native was the offensive coordinator and QB's coach at Appalachian State. The Mountaineers offense averaged 34.5 points per game and had a 1,000-yard rusher for the 10th straight year, which is an FBS leading streak.
And from opening night at the Light to Coach Cristobal at FTX, the Canes were all over social media. Niles Nassim is here to bring you the latest on this edition of Behind the Post.
I am inevitable, and the content I'm about to drop is incredible, so buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because I am back, and it's the moment you've all been waiting for, the most electrifying segment on TV with me, Niles Nassim, your host with the most, so when you see me on screen, it's time to go behind the post. We got to start the show off right by putting a spotlight on Canes opening night. Miami baseball starts off their season tonight against Townsend, and the team is looking to bounce back after having a 33-21 record and getting knocked out in the Gainesville Regional. Grab your peanuts and Cracker Jack, ladies and gentlemen, because the Canes are actually playing right now. And next up, we got the man that does it all, the one, the only Mario Cristobal. Last night, Miami's head coach was spotted at the Heat game, and the love this city has for this man is insane. We see you, coach. The U has got your back. In next season, we know our team will be stacked. And quick shout out to Adidas for dropping some heat with us. The men's and women's basketball teams were both rocking new threads in honor of Black History Month. And the fits were top notch, and these teams better watch out for their ops. And they played just as good as they look. Especially the women who did what we all want to do, sweep FSU. The Canes beat the Noles 76-59 on Sunday and have rattled off 2 more wins since behind their dynamic offense. They played Georgia Tech on Sunday at 2 o'clock. And finally, we just have to say that the U has officially set the record for the school with the most points in the Super Bowl. Our alumni just keep racking up gold. Enough said. We're that school, pal. You know what time it is. How you like us now? Well, that's all we have for today. Remember, as always, be blessed. Don't stress, because you can find me right here every Friday on SportsDesk. I'm Niles Nassim.
Grad student Isaiah Holmes had an incredible season for Canes track. The UCLA transfer set a program record earlier this season, but what is he like off the track? Ashley Rome sat down with Holmes on this semester's first edition of Athlete of the Week.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Athlete of the Week. I'm here with graduate track star Isaiah Holmes. Isaiah, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
So at the Hurricane Alumni Invitational, you set a Miami record with a mark of 2.21 meters. What was that like?
Oh man, it's actually a pretty emotional milestone for me. I've been doing track for a very long time now, and I actually haven't jumped that high since my freshman year of college. So to be on the other side of the country and be able to perform at the highest I've ever performed at was very special.
What was it like growing up with 5 siblings?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest reason why I am an athlete. My household is very competitive, especially between me and my older brother. Overall, like that chaos ultimately, I think, helped me in the long run, because if you can thrive in a hectic environment, you can thrive in any environment, and that's where I think athletics really is.
Tell me a little bit about your relationship with your teammates in general.
I came from a very large team when I was at UCLA. We had about 120 people on the team. To coming here, there being just a little over 50. With that becomes much easier to connect, and I actually get to know each individual on the team instead of knowing just their name. I think that we have a pretty good relationship where I feel comfortable coming to them, and they feel comfortable coming to me, and I think that's what being a teammate's all about, an encouragement and a positive environment.
Okay, Isaiah, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Athlete of the Week. Tune in next week for another episode, and back to you guys at the studio.
Over 15,000 runners traveled to the 305 last weekend to participate in the 20th Miami Marathon. One Long Island mother made the journey to participate for a cause that's close to her heart. Reporter Blake Atwell tells all.
One mom traveled all the way from Long Island, New York down here to South Florida to compete the Miami Marathon, happening right here behind me. And she's competing for a cause that is very near to her heart.
Confident. Funny. Smart. These are the words Rachel Hersko uses to describe her son, Jacob. Jacob spends his time like most 6th graders.
Going to school with all of his friends. He's part of the basketball team. He plays football. He plays baseball. So with everything, he's still just a regular 11-year-old boy.
By everything, Rachel means necrotizing enterocolitis, a disease that causes the death of tissue in the intestine. Jacob was diagnosed with the disease when he was only 1 week old, but thanks to the health organization Kai Lifeline, Jacob is able to live a relatively normal life. They help Jacob get the care he needs, and even send teams to the Miami Marathon to raise money.
I felt that by joining Team Lifeline, this was my way of being able to give back.
And give back she has. Rachel has raised over $200,000 for Team Lifeline.
Now, Rachel isn't the only Jacob supporter here at the Miami Marathon. A few of his classmates and even one of his grade school teachers came down to Miami to support Jacob.
And they did not just come to support Jacob. They crossed the finish line with him. Team Jacob completed the Miami Half Marathon, 13.1 miles. Jacob spent most of the day riding alongside his friends in a stroller, but ran the last mile himself.
Jacob is a kid that has some big aspirations in life. He talks about wanting to become a professional baseball player when he's older. And with his spirit, his mom would not be surprised to see him accomplish just that. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Blake Atwell.
You know, Embrick, the running community, marathons, always great, heartwarming stuff going on at times like that.
Yeah, and another great news, Miami up 1-0 at the end of the first.
Ooh, okay, that's some good news for some Canes fans, but still ahead on SportsDesk.
Baseball's back, and so is the Miami Maniac.
Oh yeah, we're checking in on our fuzzy friend as he gets ready for the season when we return.
Don't go away.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
The Warriors may be the second best team in the West, but the Nuggets are making a midseason push to get to the top of the conference. We'll take you out to the Bay for this week's play of the day. And 4 seconds left of the game. Nikola Jokic gonna get the ball inside. Oh, he's gonna back him down, but he's gonna go back out to Monte Morris as he throws up the three, and that's the game winner for the Denver Nuggets as they were only down by 2 there. Let's take another look. Morris gonna throw this up right in Steph Curry's face, saying he's not the only one that can shoot and make game-winning threes. The Nuggets go on to win this one at the buzzer.
And Sebastian the Ibis may be the face of the U, but he sure made sure the Miami Maniac got a chance to dance in the spotlight ahead of Canes baseball season opener. Let's check it out. Oh, check this out. Oh man, the Maniac and the Ibis having a little bit of fun right there. My Maniac strutting it off right in front of Mark Light, getting woken up for tonight's game. Now you're gonna hit a little dance. Ooh, Embrick, you think you can do that?
I think I can do that, maybe.
Anyways, but he's still going. This is just all part of the fun. Getting ready for baseball. Baseball is back tonight here at Mark Light at Coral Gables. Oh, there's 3 Maniacs? Oh, Maniac been practicing a little bit, doing some fun stuff.
Well, always exciting to have baseball back, Daryl. It's going to be a good series this weekend against Towson. Hopefully the Canes can have a good weekend series.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see, but, you know, the Maniacs sure had fun. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's all the time we have for this week's edition of Sports Desk. Come back and see us next week.